Stock 450 boats will run 7 laps. Extreme boats are running 10 laps for the catamaran and 8 laps for the V-bottoms. So let's see some, hopefully we get some orange smoke pretty quick. And is that the X-Insurance helicopter?
It is.
Are we going to get our...
having some issues with the antennas today,
okay.
which is potentially affecting our some of our camera shots that we've been struggling with at this point. And if it comes into focus, hopefully it does later during this race.
You know, Eric, I'm surprised you get those boat numbers and names mixed up. There's only 74 boats here, and the largest turnout in like 20 years. So
yeah, that's right.
I think we give you a little slack on this one today.
When I was here in 1994, we had 25 boats in A class.
Wow. One start.
One start.
There's the smoke.
All right, so we've got orange smoke. These boats will be getting up and racing real soon. You see Scott Porte behind us. He's going to get a look at these starts, and also with AJ Bogino. They're wearing their Coco's Monkey apparel. You can see Coco's Monkey apparel store right here on the mall at the Truman Annex, also in the Rab Beats dry pits, where they have all kinds of great things for you to look at.
A little interesting that John Tomlinson and Taylor Sissom are in lane 7. Or they're pretty, I don't think they're all the way out, but they're pretty far out.
Again, in many cases, you know, the draws of the slots are based on your performance from the previous race. And that means that, you know, a boat like, you know, TS Motorsports always is in 1 or 2.
Used to it, yeah.
Yeah, they're very used to having the inside line. So we'll see how it all
that's
sorts
right.
out for them.
And Doug Wright is in the farthest out.
Yeah,
Logan Adan and Ricky Maldonado.
That's correct.
They're going to be the closest to the pace boat.
Been a super fast boat this year, that red Doug Wright 38. So these catamarans are a step up from the super stocks. They run the 450R engine, which is from the same block as the 300R that they're running in super stock, but it's got a supercharger.
Yep.
So it brings the extra 150 horsepower and all that extra torque. These cats are wider than super cats. Got a big wide tunnel, and you can turn these boats
and they
really hard.
They have to come out of a production mold.
That's correct.
They cannot be a one-off, which it used to be you had to, like for stock class, you had to build 5 boats out of the same mold before you could build a race boat. But
they're green already.
We got a green flag.
So the race is on.
Let's see who's packing air.
In factory 450R and 151.
Look at 151.
Yeah, the young guns.
I guess they, after the Mod V race, they're a little angry.
Yeah, Hank Saloon with local favorite Lee Murray riding alongside Edward Shear, running up in second. Looks like the Gladiator Canado's boat running third, but I can see the TS Motorsports on the outside looking well as they head to turn number 1.
That green flag might have caught some of them by surprise. He put that thing up before they got to the dock over there on the island. That was a quick start, but they were all lined up, you know.
Yep. That's up to the driver and the throttleman to keep an eye on that.
Keep the position where you can
watch
see
it. this race heading to the 1, but right now we're going to turn around and pick up.
I think this is where they're trying
boats.
to make up some time.
Absolutely, they really do have to move along. And
here, bring on the roar with these guys.
Our Active Thunder, our second pace boat, waiting to release our VX boats and the Extreme boat. And we're watching, just from our vantage point, we'll tell you that we've got a real thick of boats heading over towards Fort Zachary Taylor. Very close racing going on in the 450R class. Waiting for our second start of this race.
Now it's ironic because it feels like they're holding this one for a while, but they're still pretty early in the...
Look to me like the green flag went up.
No, it's just...
they're still yellow.
It's still yellow.
Still yellow. It's when you look on the screen, it looks green.
It does look green. There
now
it goes.
It's green.
Yeah, it's up. The race is on in VX and Extreme. Ale Vite.
And JBS.
And off they go.
Taboo looks like it got a good start, but here come the 450 boats. And
so let's see who our leaders are in the factory 450R class as they come down. A lot of glare that you get in these November days here in Key West Harbor.
It looks like an MTI. I just can't tell which one.
If we can get back on the lead boats.
I'm not going to be surprised if it's a blue one. No, it's Willie and Torrente.
CG Racing with Torrente on the throttles. Early lead. followed by 151 Express in second. Hank Saloon running in third. The Doug Wright boat running in fourth, but just now getting passed by Gladiator Canados. And TS Motorsports running in sixth after lap number 1.
They're all still pretty close together, though, so let's see who pulls off the turn in the harbor.
Looks like the Scarab had some problems on the start.
The skater?
Yeah, the skater back there.
Yeah, the V-bottom.
Now we're out there on JBS and Team Farnsworth.
Yep.
Now
Farnsworth has just been getting better and better every race,
Yep.
that fountain.
So fans are going to notice a big difference in noise between these 450 R4 strokes and the boats that are the V-bottoms are going to come back around here.
Well, Sean Torrente is he's wasting no time and getting used to this boat. But he also has throttled a 39 MTI in this class with Meade Family Racing and been successful. So
very right out of the gate after the first race, second race, they ended up on the podium and even took a checkered flag during the course of the remainder of the season.
Well, one thing a couple people have told me about Sean is because he has a driving school, he communicates real well with the driver on where he wants the boat and how they want to turn it.
Yeah.
And he has JBS, 16 power.
Here comes the Hancock Flames.
Yeah.
Leading in VX as well. And make no mistake that Sean Torrente has a tremendous amount of technology to help him teach his students.
Yep.
And he puts it to use out there on the racing course as well as knowledge and application.
I have not seen Team 25.
Nope. We get a good shot of the big MTI.
Yep.
That's an old Dave Scott boat that he raced back in the days. Might have been Bud Select, I believe.
The MTI, yeah, and it's got the 16 power in there right now.
It does.
Those 16-cylinder engines.
Yep, the 1,100 horsepower on each side.
And he's building a new skater.
He is.
See our lead boat in stock 450R, and again, because of the glare, so very...
Here come...
Team 25, yeah. They were real slow on the start, too. They've got some problems. Looks like a drive's hung, maybe. Yeah.
All the way from Great Britain, Robert Rockier.
That boat was moving much faster last year when we were racing it.
But now the Taboo is starting to get its rhythm.
Team Farnsworth, Hancock Claims, old Bill Mazzoni boat.
They got it up and going now.
Race-winning Grand.
Race winning didn't take off with the rest of the boats. He was still down there in the milling circle.
Here comes our leaders in
this is looking like
Factory 450R.
Nice competition right here.
Well, this would be a fun pass.
This looks like a Doug Wright is taking.
Yeah, it's still CG Racing.
CG,
yeah. In 151 Express in 2.
And then a group of Doug Wrights coming here.
Hank Saloon still running in 3. 1, 2, 3. The Doug Wright now in 3rd. And here comes
you can't see anything
96
right there.
Doug Wright.
Yeah, he's getting all the spray.
Holding on Canados. Canados, excuse me, running in 5th, and TS Motorsports 6th. So they hold position through lap number 2 of 7 in Factory 450R.
That rooster wash was getting into the 96 Doug Wright windshield. And, you know, we followed Taylor Sism out of a turn over there at Inglewood one year, and I promise you he can't see anything. So he's just hoping that everybody keeps going straight, you know.
Looking back at the JBS.
What a turn. You know, Michael Stancombe's in there on the throttles. He was in the 501 X-Insurance boat there in the first race, so hopefully got dried out.
Well, he's still got to probably be feeling a little beat up.
Yeah, no matter what, he's going to be sore. Getting tossed out of a boat like that, so.
JBS.
But he's having a good time on the throttles right now.
Looking good.
Now, doesn't he sit on the right side and throttle lefty in that boat?
Yes.
That would be weird to me.
I think so.
And this is the...
yeah, I think it's left side drive.
Yep.
That's a Team 25, just not...
And here's
just moseying
151
along.
Express, just...
All 6 of the Factory 450R.
On the rev limiters. You hear that flutter coming through there?
That was Team Farnsworth just passing by, continuing to lead after 2 laps.
That boat sounded pretty similar to another fountain I know that's around that isn't here this weekend. Looks good.
What is the status of yours? Are they going to be able to fix it
Oh,
for racing? Or?
We don't know. We're going to try to get back before the spring, but it's messed up pretty bad. About 20 feet of the glass, the entire back of the boat had to come off from 20 feet up from the drive. So it was pretty messed up. So we're just, we'll see what happens.
This looks like
got my guys in Texas working on Lone Star Fiberglass and Joe Coat, Farrell Hill and his team, and they're going to do the best job they can for us. I guarantee you that.
So 151 Express was still looking like they were running pretty good. I believe CG Racing continuing to hold a pretty decent lead on what is a pretty tight pack of boats. 6 all that did not change position from lap 1 to lap number 2.
Listen to that fountain.
Yeah, off in the distance you can hear it from our broadcast position as we watch them spool up there and head out to turn number 1. All right, here come your lead boats past Fort Zachary Taylor and towards the end of the mole.
That's those Frank McComas Scorpion engines in that boat.
And we get a good look at race-winning brands in front of us here.
That thing's running good too. Fast boat.
Yeah, whatever issue they had loading up at the start, it's looking good now.
CG Racing continuing to lead in factory 450R.
151 is still in second, but we're seeing a battle. Right now,
for third.
This is the 2 Doug Wrights side by side.
Battle for fourth. That's Hank Saloon still holding on in third. And 96.
Oh, here comes
Doug
MTI.
Wright.
Oh, MTI's coming
just got passed by Marine Technologies. TS Motorsports now has moved up to fourth. Doug Wright falls back to 5th. And now Gladiator Canados
is 6th.
Drops back 1 spot to 6th with 4 laps to go.
All these guys in this class, the Class 450 factory boats, you don't know who's going to win this thing because they've all had their turn all year long. It's been so back and forth. No one's really dominated the entire thing, and that's what makes it really fun to watch. Is it's not the same person all the time, and the competition is real tough in that class.
Good look at JBS, Jeff Stevenson and Mike Stancombe as they come around lap number 3.
151 Express hasn't ran too many races this year, and those guys are doing a really good job today.
There they go, holding on to second all the way.
Well,
so far today.
Nick and Prescia told me that about midway through the season, they found out that they were down on power on one of those outboards, and they just hadn't been able to trace it.
Team Farnsworth, laps, Team 25. We're struggling along. It's the old Harpoon Harry's Wicks boat.
Now this is, we're looking here at Logan Aden, 18 or 19. I don't know if
18.
he had a birthday.
He may have had a birthday.
And Throttleman, Ricky Maldonado, and they have claimed a slot for Class 1 for next year.
That Team 25 boat's the former Harpoon Harry Wicks boat, and they were racing in Class 3 with this last year. Now they're in the V Extreme class.
That's correct.
So they've been doing a bunch of work to get that thing ready to go for this class. I think they changed the motors and did some things to it or worked on them.
And this is the race-winning brands boat, I'm pretty sure, on camera now.
It is. And that Team 25, they're just going to get their laps. No matter what, they're going to get around that course and get their laps in their time for today because, like we said earlier, come Sunday, you never know.
Yep. It's a long play for
that boat looked good coming around that turn. Race-winning brands coming around the corner down there looked really good.
Yep.
We see our lead boat there just as
there's Farnsworth.
Came off that shot. There's your leader overall in the VX class. Now back to race-winning brands and your lead boat in the factory 450R. Up to this point, it's been CG Racing, Willie Cabeza and Sean Torrente. In the MTI, the 450R 4-strokes. And they'll come by once again. Hard to see in the spray, but yeah, that's a beautifully liveried CG Racing team. And 151 Express, Sean Torrente's boys from SDX Racing, Nick and Prescia and Ian Morgan, who worked there for him. They're running in second behind him.
Hanks is
holding on to third, and now Marine Technologies, TS Motorsports, still in fourth, but they have moved up.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing more fun to me than a pair of big blocks running by here with some side exhaust right in front of us. What are they 75 feet away from us?
Yep.
And Gladiator Canados is off the pace a little bit.
Still running in 6.
Wonder if there's a guardian scenario there, possibly.
And here comes on the backside, going out north, CG Racing. Trying to get a lap speed on them. I'm averaging about 86 miles an hour. GC Racing. Willie Cabeza.
Sean Torrente.
Yep.
Team Farnsworth's pulling in.
Farnsworth is.
It looks like they're pulling off the course.
Yep.
They sure are. Come out of turn 2 out there and pulled off.
And this is why race-winning brands and
just getting
and
started.
Team 25
you know?
is making their laps. That's right. You never know.
Race-winning brands, the last off the line there, and now have all of a sudden have a chance to take the checkered.
And Team 25 is only going like 60 miles an hour, but they're getting all their laps and all their time. You know,
they're a lap down right now.
Attrition, man, it's a long day for attrition. You know, you spend all year though. We've raced these boats real hard all year long, and then now we're at the last race of the season. And you know, we talked about this last year when Peter Meyer was here. You got to throw everything you have to get your boats to this race, and this is 3 races. This isn't just one, you know.
Right.
So there's gonna be a lot of work in the pits tonight. It'll be a busy day tonight, and a busy day tomorrow. Everybody working on stuff. I'm getting phone calls over here asking, do I have parts in my trailer, or can I take stuff? I'm like, take whatever you need out of there. Just get your stuff back in the water. They got the hatch up out there in Farnsworth. You can't see it on the screen.
We got a caution in turn 2.
So turn 2 is right out in front of Fort Zachary Taylor. Could be a boat.
Could be a boat down on the course
and
and just in a bad spot.
Yeah, a lot of current out there.
See Team Farnsworth, like you can't see them on the screen, but looking from the table here, they got their hatch up and they're back there trying to figure out what's going on with that boat.
Yep.
And so that's what you do at Key West. Normal race, when you go down like that, you don't jump out and try to fix it.
We are in a yellow flag now, so.
And they can keep racing. They just can't pass.
Oh, is that it?
That's right.
Okay.
You can keep racing, but you can't pass around the caution. Now, you can pass down here.
You can pass. Yeah, you just have to hold your position
through the caution.
At the dangerous area, for lack of a better term.
That's correct. Red flag stops the race, but caution, you just can't pass the boat. Stay in line. When you get around it, then start racing again. But back to what I was saying, these guys are going to try to fix that boat and get it back going.
They got a buoy down. So here comes GC.
Somebody took out the buoy.
And GC is part of that Marine Technologies concierge program.
You know, that turn 2 could have been that Farnsworth boat that took out that buoy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they did. Don't take that for fact, but they went down just after they come around that turn.
But that concierge program is pretty nice. You show up, they bring the boat, you race. Oh, now MTI's up to 3rd.
They are.
Yeah. Johnny's
got around the Doug Wright
methodically reeling in people.
Team. 2 laps to go. Doug Wright holding on to 5th.
Team 25 Fountain Racing passes. I'm sorry, it's not on the screen, but they're passing by, still making laps.
Yeah.
There they are, Cortez Cove. They'll get that thing dialed in.
Watch JBS cruising by.
And Canados is coming by in.
Holding on to 6.
Yep.
Canados.
Yeah, I just found out that Michelle Carcenti, who owns that Doug Wright, actually owns the company Gladiator Canados.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Scott Conrad is a dealer for him in Fort Lauderdale. That's how they put the whole thing together. Yep, here's the Hancock Claims boat.
Christian McCauley and Jay Healy, they're going super cat racing.
They're coming back
today.
on power right now. If the camera could get there, they're going to get back in.
No, that's
I'm sorry.
Sean McCauley's going to be in the boat, but he's going to be in the Super Cat with Anthony Smith from Was Up Racing.
But Hancock Claims is getting in.
Yeah, he's getting back in. That's going to make it real interesting to see where Race-Winning Brands is at.
Awesome.
This makes it a real interesting race.
Good job, guys.
All of a sudden.
Good job in the Farnsworth Hancock team race. That's good. Good job.
Well, plus you think about the guy that owns that. We're back to green, but you think about Win Farnsworth, who owns all that team, and he's dedicated to this sport.
Yeah, Wynn is heavily involved in this deal, and he's a big supporter of it. And, we're glad he's here. We raced in some shootouts with Wynn over the years, and he had low altitude and a bunch of other boats, 41 DCB. But, guys, he's no stranger to horsepower, I'll tell you that right now.
He backs the Bulletproof team in
right.
Bracket 500, and they won the national title this year.
They sure did.
It'll be real interesting in that extreme class, being that they have 5 laps left. Everybody else is sitting about 2 to 3 laps left. How many laps will actually run in that extreme, being that all those teams are several laps behind now after everybody had trouble so far today.
This is when you got to make sure you're accurate about pulling your tape and just keeping a track of your own
Well, I mean, again,
program.
how long will the RWO allow them to be on the course with the other ones, the 450 and the other extreme being done ahead of it?
I think there will be some discretion used there just to get this race done and moving on with still 2 big races to go.
Now, were they far enough ahead to hold on to first place?
No,
or
everybody's on the same lap in that extreme class all of a sudden.
And so they're going to they'll be hopefully, or not hopefully, but they'll pass the 25 team out there. But, well, they're down on power too. Hold on
25 has already been passed. They're sitting 3rd right now.
Oh, here comes our leader in factory 450R.
Oh, but Farnsworth is backing down.
No, here's GC again.
Yeah.
I saw the blue when I saw
GC Racing continuing the lead.
151 Express.
Factory 450R. 151 Express holding on to 2nd.
Well, that helicopter's right.
1 lap to go.
And here comes MTI. So now Johnny and Taylor.
And we see
the KG veterans are on the podium.
Hank Saloon.
I see race-winning brands down back there also. Isn't that the middle of the course? They're circling in the middle of the course. They're down, and it looks like Team 25.
Hanks.
There's Hanks. They're in 4th now behind TS Motorsports. And then you see the red 96 Doug Wright holding up.
Yeah, race-winning brands is down in the middle of the course. Out towards turn 1, and Hancock just basically kind of went by.
So that's them back in first place.
That's going to be an interesting one.
That is definitely the battle of attrition in that class so far.
Chad and I had
I'm not going to lie, I lost track of that class.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, I mean, they're all on the same lap right now. We've seen Farnsworth come around first. Race-winning brands never officially took him over, so all of a sudden we're sitting with, everybody on the same lap. We'll see who comes back around the buoy first here.
What lap are they on?
4.
Okay.
GC Racing, they're averaging about 87 miles a lap right now. They've got that thing dialed in and in cruise control and a good solid lead. We just saw Gladiator Canados. They're running in 6th.
Yeah,
all 6 boats running in the stock 450R class.
And it's my understanding that the owners in the 450 class voted to keep the motors for 1 more year before switching over to the new 500s that are going to replace the 450s.
That's very interesting.
Probably going to have to do some support work on those boats to hang those big heavy motors on the back.
Well, I don't think they weigh that much more, but the interesting thing about that new 500 is the gear case. The diameter is so much bigger. It's like the old NXT. And stepped hulls used to have a problem with too much stern lift with that diameter, but I'm sure smarter guys than me are going to design the hulls and make them work.
There's Team 25 running slow, and then Team Farnsworth Hancock is coming around the corner right behind them, running slow also. They're not at full power yet, but they're trying to keep. They're going to get around them, I think.
Not the extreme class expected day at all. You know what I mean? You're
not unless
not very extreme, huh?
No, not extreme at all.
Not for the V-bottoms. The extreme catamaran's running pretty good.
But hey, hats off to them. They all kind of had issues today. They're all still trying to win. Make laps and win this race, and
there's still 2 days of racing to go.
I mean, in essence, right now, Team 25 is the first one to come back around. They're in first place in the extreme class right now.
Good for them.
Just like that. They got a lot of smoke coming out of that starboard motor. Look at those pipes.
They're
dumping a motor right now, so they're probably going to find an engine to finish this race. You see all this smoke? That's oil.
And then there comes the second place. Right, it's a close battle here for the extremes.
Yeah, they're running.
There goes
the final lap for GC, right?
That should be it. The checkered flag's out for GC just ahead of 151.
Yep. Nicky's second.
151 Express takes second.
Third to MTI.
TS Motorsports Marine Technologies take third. There goes the extreme.
But now let's
Jeff Stevenson and Mike Stancombe, they'll take seventh. This is 96 Doug Wright Power Boats. Logan Adon and Ricky Maldonado, they'll take fourth.
Above Hanks.
Hank Saloon had that number 2 spot early. Key Wester, Lee Murray, and Edwin Shear, they'll take 5th.
Now that
4th, yes, 5th. 5th is a lost it on that lap.
Yep. That sets up some real interesting stuff with the 2 young guns. Nicky and Ian, and then Sean and Willie looking back at Johnny and Taylor.
And now we look at
on Friday.
France's Michel Carcente with Irvin Grant.
Yeah.
And the Gladiator Canados. They take 6 here today. All 6 of the stock boats finish today.
That Team 25 fountain put down a heck of a smoke screen coming through here, didn't he?
He sure did.
Yeah. Now, but when does it get to a point where you're doing so much damage that that it's not worth running?
Yeah, his damage is done. With that amount of smoke coming out of that motor, he's probably pouring oil into there or overheated. He's probably got a head gasket blown. Who knows what's going on there? But that motor is not going to run the rest of the week. They're going to have to find another one. I'm pretty sure of it.
Right, but then you're starting to wonder if you're overheating because fiberglass doesn't like heat.
Yeah.
So you
Just keep running
so
it. That's what
you
we
don't
do.
want to catch fire.
Right until it stops completely.
Went from a nice shot of that 38 Doug Wright to the big MTI of Jeff Stevenson and Mike Stancombe. They're running unopposed in the extreme catamaran class today, and it will be interesting to see how many more laps race officials will allow to go on, as we have still 22 boats to race this afternoon in 2 different starts. Super Stock is next, and they'll run 7 laps, just around 32 miles, and then the last race of the day is Super Cat. Will the choppers have to go refuel?
I would imagine they're going to have to before Super Cat.
A little bit more of an intermission. Or will we have our podium for the Truman Waterfront Cup here at the outer mole next to the mall of vendors here to hand out the cups for the Truman Waterfront Cup so far in Class 1. We have 222 Offshore Australian Navy with the win. And in Mod V, the Sunprint El Bandito Tequila team in Mod V. And then right here today, unofficially, we've got GC Racing in first in factory 450R stock, and still waiting for our Extreme and our V Extreme teams to come around.
It looks like he turned off down there. He's the only one up on the boat course, and he's pulled in between turn 1 and 2, coming down the middle. Farnsworth team, Hancock.
Yeah.
So I think they called it.
Yeah, checkered flag for JBS after 8 laps.
Yeah, they just need to get a little bit farther in that lap ahead of that Team 25, and they did. Team 25, they never came back out of turn 3 once they smoked the whole place down, coming through here. But
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you saw Farnsworth heading out towards the first turn there. They were definitely on that back straightaway, and then, we didn't see, I guess,
there he is there on the screen. He's coming down the middle. Yeah, he's not even on the course.
He's not even trying to. So obviously it was a distance. It was about going further distance today, and that's what they did. Just enough.
That's all he needs.
Hancock claims. And, one thing we didn't mention, next start will be, okay, so it looks like we're going to have a little bit of an intermission before, but drivers do have to switch. You've got Sean Torrente, who's in GC Racing. They're taking their checkered flag across from us in their factory 450R stock class win. Malika Besa, his first podium finish of his career, and Sean Torrente helps deliver that checkered flag to him. But Torrente's got to get into a boat to race in super stock. And
a brand new boat.
Yeah, that's
right. Just pull it up on the side, put some buoys on it, jump on over, let's go, come on.
And
either that or bribe the MCON boat to bring you in.
Yeah, he is the only one that's got to get over there. So
yeah, so they're not going to hold stuff for one,
well, you saw how quickly, Myrick Coyle was jumping around there. Yeah, what do we got? Of the 2023 Key West World Champions 42nd annual event presented by Performance Boat Center. You're listening to live coverage from the Porte Performance Broadcast Center